Members, traders, YouTubers, welcome again. For tonight's video, I want to recap on what happened yesterday with the Australian dollar, US dollar, and then also talk about, because we've got some news announcements that are coming out here in about 2 minutes. It's the here at 5:30 Mountain Time, 7:30 Eastern Time. We've got the retail sales for Australia. Again, with trading the news, I'm not looking for what the outcome of the news is. I just want to know what time it is so that we can switch over and just look at the technicals to identify which way we're going to be setting our positions. One thing that I wanted to talk about tonight that I didn't talk about yesterday, which I think would really help you guys as you move forward and as you're trading, is understanding how much you can actually get out of the market at any given time. And a great website to be able to do that is if you go to forexticket.com, they actually changed the URL on it. Now it's mataf.net. I'm not sure what that is, but it's the Forex volatility, and this one is the Aussie dollar, US dollar. But if I look right here, the average movement on the Aussie dollar for this particular time is 20.9 pips. And if you remember on yesterday's webinar, I got 21 pips out of it. So I was right at the average of when I said, hey, I got to get out of this. So that's what I'm going to be looking for tonight is the average of about 20 pips, 21, 20 pips or so. But let's get over to the charts and let's see what's happening here. So we're starting to get some movement now with yesterday's trade on the 1 hour chart. I was mentioning the double bottom that we have right here with the weekly highs being our neckline. And I had said that we can look for a price range for price to get up into about the 80-85 level to about the 8100 level. And that's what it did. Now, obviously, it took a lot longer than what I had anticipated, which lets me know that we are currently in a time cycle, or price is time dominant going up. Our price dominance is down still because we're on a downward trend. But yeah, it did get to about the 80. It actually got to about the 80, 90, 80, 95 level. So we got into the range. It just took a lot longer than what I anticipated. And I would suspect that's what's going to be happening over the next 24 hours or until the close tomorrow, is for price to continue to meander and get to about maybe 90% of the highs for this week. I don't think we're going to reach the highs for this week, but I think we should be getting close, which would really start to test our neckline or resistance off of this double bottom pattern as we go into next week. And so as we take a look at price here, we can see price is starting to get some movement because the news came out about 2 minutes ago. One thing I want to mention just real briefly, and I don't like to market my materials too much, because I think that's really annoying anytime someone does a video and the only thing that they do is just market their materials to sell it, which I understand why they do that. But in my personal opinion, there's a fine line in between, providing people with some good quality information versus always trying to sell them something with every single video. And that's not the purpose of why I do these YouTube videos. I want to make sure they're informative. You guys, get something out of it. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my subscription base and my followers. So I'd much rather make the information on the videos, a lot more informative and educational, so you get something out of it, so you continue to want to watch it. But I just want to make a note with with my ebook. When I talk about how to interpret the news, this is very informative, just to figure out whether it's going to be worth trading the news or not. Because here's what's going to happen, and I'll explain what you actually, what I talk about inside my ebook as far as interpreting the news is price does three things. It goes up, down, or sideways. And depending on what price is doing will help you understand which way the prevailing trend is going. Because how it works as far as news goes is if the prevailing trend, let's say the prevailing trend is up, and then a news announcement comes out and it drives price up, then we know that price is going to continue in that direction. Now, if price if we're in a downtrend and news comes out and it pushes price down, then we're going to continue in that prevailing downtrend, and it's going to continue on over the next several days or even the next week or 2 weeks. But here's the thing is anytime that you get price so for example, over the last several months we've been having a lot of dollar strength. So anytime that news comes out, obviously it pushes price down. Well, now we hit this double bottom, and yesterday it did drive price up, but it was very, very hard for price to get up into the levels it should be. It took price, several hours longer to get from point A to point B than what it should, which tells me that we're in a time dominant cycle is going up. Now, if we look at what price is doing currently right now, the news came out, and now we see price going both up and down. What that tells me is price is now consolidating within this range, and the range is going to be anywhere from about what I had mentioned yesterday of about 80, 85 down to support here of about 80, 65 or so. So with price either going up, down, or sideways, we know what price is now doing based off of the news announcements. We know that we're transitioning from a prevailing downtrend to a sideways trend. Because anytime news comes out and price sits there and goes up and down and fluctuates, but in no particular direction, we know price is now sideways. So we're in a sideways trend. So from today moving forward until we start getting into next week, there's no point in trading this particular instrument because price is sideways. So that's what I want to make sure that you guys understand when we're talking about trading the news, is identifying which way the trend is going. Is the prevailing trend up? Is the prevailing trend down? Or is it sideways? This will help you as far as putting in positions and knowing whether you should. So for example, on this one, I had a buy stop in right here because of yesterday's news announcements. Price it drove up off of the news. It was a winning trade. Today, I had a buy stop in right here, and boom, price drives down, and I get stopped out. That's telling me that we're in a sideways trend. So there's no reason for me to want to try and look for a brand new position on this particular instrument. What I should be doing from this point moving forward is I'm going to move to a completely different instrument and trade that where the trend is smoother. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to do another video on the euro dollar, because I think we're now at a point to where we can see some better movement, and I'll talk about this in the next video with the euro dollar. But regarding the Australian dollar, US dollar, we're roughly at the price point of 80 cents. So we're going to have a fluctuation in between 80 cents and 81 cents on the Aussie dollar, and it's going to continue that way over the next couple of days. So I thought maybe I would be able to get, squeeze a little bit more out of this Aussie dollar as far as profits, but it doesn't look like I'm going to. So I'm just going to get rid of the Aussie dollar and not even worry about trading that. And then I'm going to bring over my euro dollar charts because we're at a really good price level for some pullback. So later tonight, I'm going to do another video, and I'll email that out to everybody so you guys can see that, and just give you an update on what's happening with the euro dollar, because we hit a very, very key benchmark on the euro dollar of 117.50, and so I'll explain to you guys the psychological numbers that deal in the Forex market and where support and resistance are in terms of an institutional level, and 117.50 is a very solid support level. So I'll talk about that in the next video that I do, but I just wanted I wanted to do a quick video, but it ended up, like always, lasting longer than what I wanted. But if anyone has any questions on this, go ahead and shoot me an email, brentbertram406@gmail.com, or go ahead and make a comment down below. If you like what I'm telling you, make sure to subscribe so that every time I do a video, you get a notification that I did a video, so you don't miss anything. Also, like the video, share it if you think it's worth sharing. But look forward to the video later tonight for the euro dollar and what I'm looking at there. And so for now, appreciate everybody watching, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks.